Hey mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? Hope you're well. I hope you're having a great day. Firstly, thank you to everyone that's bought me a beer. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's a very kind gesture. Also wanted to say thank you to all you viewers that tune in, week out, watch the video, leave the comments, give the thumbs up. It really does give me the motivation to get things done. I know I've said it before, but there's plenty of times I sit indoors and I'll be playing on the computer or watching TV or contemplating having a few beers, and I think to myself, I've got a video to get up Sunday. I need to get out in the garage to go and get things done. So that kind of does give me the motivation to get out here and get things done. Before we get into this week's video, I just wanted to update on a few things which are going on. So I have, up until now, spent very little on Sprout, pennies actually. The last week or so, I've spent a load. So the wheels and the subframe are away being shot blasted and powder coated. They should be back this week. The cylinder head I dropped off with Paul Jeffries, that's been to MJA Motorsport. They've fully overhauled the cylinder head, skimmed it, new valve seats, new valve guides, new valve guide oil seals. Yeah, it'll be like new. I've not modified it. It was personal preference that. So this car is a 998cc automatic. It's going to go to local shows. My wife will probably drive it around a little bit. I'd be surprised if it sees a motorway. It might do every now and again. So the thought of modifying it, yeah, I might have been able to eke a little bit more power out of it. Might have even made it a little bit more drivable. But yeah, not for me, personal preference that. I know other people might do, but I want to keep it standard. So that's my rationale behind that. I've got some tyres coming from Ball Motif Mini. So they're 165 6012 Falcons. They're a good deal actually. So if you need some yourself, it was £187 for a set of 4, and that included delivery as well, which is cheaper than anywhere else I could find them, to be honest. What else we got going on? I just sort of mentioned as well, I've ordered a dehumidifier for the garage. The reason behind that, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned on the video that the car got wet outside. If I bring it in wet, literally I shut the doors on the garage, I will come back to it 3 or 4 days later and it will still be as wet as when I put it in here. Now that tells me, because I've done all the insulation work over the summer, I think the garage is certainly more airtight than it was before. The downside of that is because there's no airflow in here, the humidity stays the same. So if it gets damp in here, it will stay damp until you do something about it. So if you open the door, let airflow flow through, and the humidity is higher or lower, for whatever way it's going to go outside, that will change it. But so for that reason, I've ordered a dehumidifier. It's got a humidistat on, so it should almost be plug and play. I just plug it in, set it on the right humidity setting, and just leave it to keep the garage in sort of ideal storage conditions for a classic car. So I think that's a really worthwhile investment. I think that is it. Yes, it is. So enjoy this week's video, and I will see you again Sunday. Right, I've got to admit, I'm not looking forward to this bit. So this is a bit that needs repairing on this front panel. It's been dented in the past and it looks like they've just gone around the back with a hammer and just bashed it out. Not panel beating it or anything like that, so it's still quite lumpy. I'm quite nervous because it could be full of filler, but I don't think it is because it wouldn't be lumpy like that, but you never know. And there's a very slight bit of just rust bubbling underneath the headlights here, which is pretty normal. This is the original front end, so it's done flipping well. But I think I just need to see what's behind there. I need to get it back to bare metal to see what I'm playing with, rather than just rubbing it back and putting a skim of filler over it, because I could be covering anything up. I'll put this bit of masking tape here just as a bit of a guide for me, so I don't want to go back to bare metal any higher than that line, because I've got to try and blend it into this wing here afterwards. So providing there's a few little sort of those, they look like spiders' legs around here, which means there's moisture underneath there, so that needs to come off around this corner here. But provided I don't go too far, I should be able to blend that in. That's the plan anyway. If you'd have seen, Mark left a comment on one of the previous videos actually about respraying it, and yeah, said now's your opportunity to do it. Really got me thinking about it, but yeah, I don't know, I'm undecided. Let's see where this goes. It may get to the point where I just go, do you know what? Let's strip it all down and do the whole car. But I think what'll happen then is the car will end up owing me too much money. Yeah, I'll be, you know, paint materials, even doing it on the cheap, you're talking knocking on £1,500 to do the paintwork. So I just don't think there's that in the car. So yeah, let me get on with it, and let's see what's hiding behind this rubbish paint job that's been done in the past. Well, that's scratched an itch. I'm really pleased to find out there's not just loads of filler under there. I didn't think there was, because there was loads of tiny little dents in it, and yeah, if you're going to put filler on it, you'd usually skim them over. The areas that had little sort of visible bits where there might have been rust, there's a tiny little bit there, you can just see it's brown, bit there, bit up there, and a little bit along the seam here, but perfectly savable. Really light, in fact. I'm not gonna strip all the paint off, I don't think. Only this area I need to repair here. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I remember reading somewhere about when you put body filler on, you don't want to put body filler on over existing paint, because it can reactivate the paint underneath, or it shrinks or something like that, and then when you spray it over, you can get a visible line around where the body filler is. I've seen that lots of times, but if you go back to bare metal, body fill it and then primer paint, you don't get that reaction taking place. So that's why I wanted to go back to bare metal here. I don't know how well you can see it, it's really lumpy here, really lumpy. This indicator ring is still dented in, that needs to come out. There's a few dents out this way where it's just been hammered too much. It's not been done very carefully. It's a bit around there, it's a bit lumpy. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with that. But let me move the camera around, maybe you can see it a little bit more. But it is just, yeah, it's just had a naff repair really, but I'm glad it's not full of filler, so that's great. I am just gonna pause for a break in proceedings on this bit, I think, because it is making such a mess. And I'm at the point where I think I can put the windscreen back in now. So I think I'm going to get the windscreen back in. I'll even probably bring the bonnet down and put the bonnet on, just to try and stop all this dust and everything getting inside the car. So yeah, let me brake and get that done. That's not easy to get that loom in and out. I've not finished with the loom. I need to clean it all up yet. I've actually retaped the top part of this, and I know some people will go, oh, you should use Tessa tape. because it's much better. It is much better, but it's not what would have been used originally. It would have been like this PVC tape, so I'm sticking with that just for originality. I know Tessa tape's better because it's breathable and that, but again, this car's done 12,000 miles. I can't see it doing another 12,000 miles in the next probably 30 years. So yeah, I'd rather keep it original. So next bit, I need to get the top dash rail in, which means the bulkhead insulation in on the inside, heater ducting in, and then the top dash rail can go back in. As I've shown you before, it's all perfectly clean and tidy in here, nothing to worry about. And yeah, top dash rail in, and then the windscreen can go in, and we'll try and do that without breaking it this time. Right then, time for a bit of unfinished business. I'm going to fit the windscreen in. I've done this loads of times before. Never had a problem until the last time I had to do it, when I broke three, I don't know what it was. I broke one on the car and I broke two and one handle in it. So hopefully I'll have better luck this time. Let's get on with it. There we go. It's an easy job. I was probably rushing it a bit there, always conscious Mark's going to try and do it faster than me, so I'll have to work out how long that took. I reckon it's probably sub 15 minutes, but we'll have a look.